Good morning, everyone. Miracle fruit tea for your plants. That's the miracle fruit on the floor. Right, this is a new idea. Well, another idea for plant tea. Now, this miracle fruit has actually fallen off the tree onto one of my plants. So, rather than just throw it away, I had the idea I'd chop it in half, but first, as you can see, I've got some sugar cane and I've brought the sugar cane up. So I've got some sugar cane tea for the plants. So I decided, wow, this is quite a nice bitter fruit. And sorry, this is quite a nice miracle fruit. And I'm not going to throw the miracle fruit away. You can use it for a plant pot. You can leave it as it is, stick plants in it, and see if the plants will root and grow. Or you can put soil in the empty shell. Now, all this white miracle fruit is it is actually very high in nutrition, very high in vitamins and minerals. Miracle fruit, hence the name miracle fruit. It's got a lot of vitamin C in it as well, potassium, nitrogen. It's got quite a lot of vitamins and minerals, and I'm sure it's going to be good for the plants. So what I actually thought I would actually do is I'll the bitter fruit out and use them as plant pots. And you can leave the white stuff inside, and as I said earlier on, stick your plants in it. And my idea is, as well, get all the white pulp out of the bitter fruit, put it in some water and then squeeze it with my hands. So, I'm squeezing it and I'm releasing a lot of the nutrition into the water, making a tea. Now, I thought this would be a really good idea because I do know miracle fruit has a lot of benefits for humans. But a lot of people do not use miracle fruit here. If you've got any ideas for a human, not for plants or a human, what can you make with a miracle fruit? Can you make a delicacy? What can you make? Can you make a wine, a tea? So that's what I decided to do. I thought, well, I'm going to actually make a tea, and this is me making a tea. And same with this sugarcane. I had an idea. I thought, well, sugarcane, same thing. Lots of nutrition, sugars, carbs, carbohydrates in the sugar cane. So I thought this will be absolutely lovely for my plants. So this is what I'm doing this morning. And yesterday we had a lot of rain. We're in brown out now. Actually, we're in the afternoon. It's 3:14 in the afternoon now, and we're in brown out here in the province. So, it's quite hot here in the house. But yesterday was quite cold. Of course, we had a lot of rain, and a typhoon landed Friday in the Philippines, onto Negros. But all we actually got, guys, was a little bit of wind, and we got quite a lot of rain. And I were itching to get out in the garden, so I managed to get out in the garden, and this is what I'm doing now. I'm actually squeezing it to infuse it into the water. Thought this was a brilliant idea. And two plant pots. How nice is that? You can't go wrong. So, no money, and it's all good nutrition for your plants, and it's all free. So, I thought it'd be a really good idea. Now, I've done a bit of trimming. I've trimmed this flower off, and I've made some space on the front garden, and I've took a few of the plants out because they were past the sell-by date. So, please make a comment. Just another great idea here, miracle tea for your plants. So, I have actually tasted this. It's quite bitter when you eat it. So, it's very bitter, and I don't know what if they cook with bitter fruit or what. Sorry, miracle fruit. Keep saying bitter fruit. I actually need some bitter fruit seeds. If I can get hold of some bitter fruit seeds, I can plant a few bitter fruit. So that's a beautiful red flower, and we've had plenty of lovely rain. So that's it. That's what I'm doing this morning. Now that's my sugarcane tea, and I had an idea as well. Crush it up. Now I actually think I've made a video before this one, and it's got to be a voiceover, too much music. I've had to wait an hour for neighbours to turn music off or down, and that's what I'm doing now. I've got the chance to do a voiceover, and if I don't do a voiceover, I don't know if it's better with a voiceover or without. So, I thought I'd do a voiceover anyway and explain what I'm exactly doing. Now, same with this sugar cane. I think, 'cause it's got a lot of sugars in it, I'm going to break it up. So, see what happens. Right, you can hear a little of the noise, like I said. Sorry, but it's always a voiceover. But so this is what I'm doing now actually. I'm actually pounding this piece of sugar cane, and I'm actually going to break it up. And inside, I'm actually going to get the sugary bit, the sugary cane, I'm going to take the cane off the outside and get as much as the sugary piece inside. And then, I'm going to break it up, and I'm actually going to put it in some empty buckets. In fact, water bottles, what we managed. It's very hard to find empty bottles here. So that's the inside of it. I'm going to strip the sugar cane off, and I'm going to use it, like I said, for plant tea and all good ideas. So that's what I'm actually doing now. I'm actually crushing a lot of this sugar cane down, and I'm going to water the plants. I'm not watering the plants today. We've had so much rain. Hopefully if there's no rain tomorrow or the day after, I will actually break it open, and it's lovely and sugary inside. And I'm sure this will do the plants the world of good. Lots of vitamins, minerals, sugars, and I'm sure they'll perk up a lot better. Even though the soil is very, very good, I'm actually going to do some of my runner beans, give the runner beans a bit of tea, sugar tea. And we've got the miracle fruit too, and don't forget we've also got us leaf tea, and I would imagine there's quite a lot of nitrogen in there as well, NP and K. So we've got it all, haven't we? Nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, and there's just so many vitamins and minerals in all of these natural plant foods. And it's same for us as well, guys. You'd be surprised, there's a lot of plants what'll actually boost your health. And if you're interested in plants, you can search it, I suppose, and you can find some of the benefit. And there's a good few in England: dandelions, nettle tea. There's quite a lot of good, wild plants that's actually really good for your health. And quite a lot of the trees in England, like birch water. So there's a lot of things you can actually do to feed your plants for zero, for nothing, no pay. And you can't beat nature. Nature is designed, it's up to you guys. You can actually go and buy fertilizer, or you can get your fertilizer for your plants for free by just doing a few little jobs like this. And I think, like I said, I think it's a great idea to water your plants and fertilise your plants with good organic food. And it doesn't get any better than this, guys. Manure's quite good, but plants are a lot better than manure. And, well, what's the problem with manure? A lot of manure pollutes. Because what manure does, horse manure, whether it's horse manure, goat manure, whatever manure it is, rabbit, chicken, but normally if you've got a lot of horse manure on your plants, and it rains, it does wash it down into the water tablet, and then that goes into your rivers, and it does pollute. Where greens, grass, leaves, fruit, it actually does not pollute. Greens do not pollute. If it goes into your river, it doesn't pollute the rivers. So, I hope you enjoy the video. Free food for your plants. Please give me a like, give me a thumbs up. Please help support in the way of $1. And, much appreciated, if you give me a thumbs up, guys. And, if you need, you can always ask a question, or you can send me a message. And if you've got some good ideas there in your garden for your plants, you can also share them. Because I'm always interested. Now look at these. We've got some lovely insects on these flowers. And we've got some lovely wasps. And we've got some lovely bees. And we need the wasps and the bees. They help to pollinate all of the flowers. Without it, the flowers won't get pollinated unless you hand pollinate. But you need all these lovely insects, bees and wasps, to pollinate all your lovely flowers, your fruiting flowers, whatever plant fruits, tree fruits, we need as wildlife, we need as bees and as wasps. And it's lovely to see. So, I hope you enjoy the video. Take care, God bless.